No.
Good night. How are you doing? If you are in the bushes, hello. I don't see anyone in the chat, but I do see people in bushes. So, how are y'all doing on this fine night? I am just on here. I'm going to be on here briefly. We're going to do what I'm going to call the Scammers Gonna Scam edition. And we are going to be talking about someone who was involved in a romance scam. Well, a victim, I should say, of a romance scam. Now, if you were here yesterday for that fiasco of a live that I tried to have with that TikTok story, that just was not working. And I won't be finishing that up. I decided that I'm just not going to do it. So, anyway, let's get into this romance scam, and I am using this as per the Fair Use Act, and we are going to be reacting to this woman's story. Here we go. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Y'all, you know what I did? What my as per usual thing. Forgot to split the darn screen before I started. Okay, here we go. And you know what? I forgot what this woman's name was, but she's gonna tell us. So let us begin.
This woman wants to know if a billion is real.
These people are like freaking out. They don't want anybody to know about this wallet. They don't want anybody to know.
This is Jillian, and this is what she thought her internet boyfriend looked like.
Evan?
I just want to say, for starters, that I don't think it's anywhere on God's green earth that somebody would send you $1 billion. I just don't see it.
Nicholson was very attractive. He was a very nice person. The first message was about my eyes. Nobody had ever sent a message about my eyes. So of course I responded. He wanted to just conversate.
He confessed he wasn't this man in these images.
He is very easy on the eyes in that photo that he sent of someone else.
And he revealed what he actually looked like.
And now at this point, he started FaceTiming me with his real face.
Okay, the real him isn't bad looking either.
He truly had feelings for me, wanted to make it better.
Jillian turned to us to verify if the money Evan has promised to pay her back is real.
If it's a real wallet, I think it's a lot of money.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement with our videos help us reach new audiences and can potentially stop other people from being scammed.
All right, team, so I got this new case. It's from a woman named Jillian. I'll read a little bit of her email. Hi, I've been watching your stuff for a while, but I'm currently watching Sheila's.
And I have to give it to Jillian. It takes a very brave person to get on here and tell your story about how you were scammed. So I have props up and shout out to her.
Story. Much has happened over the last year, and I'm having a hard time sorting out all of it in my head. I don't want to put much in writing due to my current situation, but I do believe that I may have access to something you guys might want to help me with.
I ended up losing my job for borrowing money from a coworker, which I would never done. She borrowed money at work and lost her job over this.
Hi, Catfish. My name is Jillian. I'm 42.
Now that right there is a shame.
I work in human services. I have a teenage son and a 20-year-old daughter, and I enjoy spending time with them and being on bodies of water. So whether that be traveling or going to the lake for the weekends, going on the river, that's what I love to do. After working in administration for quite some time, I realized that I couldn't just sit behind a desk anymore. So for the last 11 years, I have been working with domestic violence, sexual assault, people that are dealing with
And she seems like a very smart lady. She has a really good resume.
homelessness and foster care group home. And then I helped people get stable housing and then volunteered with child protection.
Between being a single mother to her children, volunteering, and working a full-time job, it was tough meeting people in person. This is when she turned to online dating.
Started online dating just by being lonely. I saw the little Facebook thing and I was like, hey, let's check it out. That's when this person popped into my messages. The person
I never did trust that that when they started that Facebook romance app, for some reason it just made me feel uncomfortable, period.
I met was Evan Nicholson in the military on a mission in Syria. His wife had passed away a couple years prior. He was a very nice person. He's very attractive. The first message was about my eyes, and nobody had ever sent a message about my eyes, and it caught me off guard. So of course I responded. He wanted to just converse.
You have to run these kind of scams on women, because I'm sure it was multiple women at a time. You have to be very good with your words.
Say about real life things. It wasn't just, hi, how are you? It was checking up on me, making sure that I was okay, asking about my kids. Had I eaten? And he shared so much. And as much as it kind of freaked me out that he was giving so much information, at the same time, it was comforting.
Jillian was so excited she met Evan. He was handsome and a gentleman. The two chatted every day for months about when they were going to meet up in person. But there was a problem.
Hey, I said what I said. How are you doing?
It started with he needed to get the software to do the paperwork for his retirement. That's when he first asked for money. And as soon as he could do the paperwork for his retirement, then he could come back to the States. Syria was getting really bad. He really needed to get out of there. And I was thinking this was a good thing, but like, now you're asking for money. I don't know about this. And
She didn't really say how long they had been exchanging information, but it doesn't matter. I'm just not going to give anybody I'm just not going to give anybody money who I've not even met in person before.
I swear I'll pay it back right away. Like, I don't have access to my accounts right now because I'm over here. They lock everything up. And all of a sudden, they were going on this secret mission, and the chances of them making it back alive were slim to none. He asked for,
If the mission is secret, why is he telling her? I said what I said. I don't know if you how much you caught of this so far, but I have said that fiasco from last night, I won't be doing anymore. We will not be finding out what happens in her story. I'm done.
200, and I think I ended up sending like 50 the first time. And then he asked for more because they were going on this mission. And he said, everybody
Now, if I'm ever so kind to send you money and you have the nerve to text me back, talk about, can I have more? Mm-mm.
family is sending them money. So the mission was something for the Syrian government. So one day I woke up with videos of all these tanks getting ready to leave to go on this mission out on this desert, like sending these videos.
If the mission is secret, how and why is he sending her text messages about it and showing the tanks and all of those things? I mean, there's got to be some kind of secrecy you're supposed to keep with these secret missions.
Videos of him like coming out of the top of this huge tank. So the whole time I'm just sending these uplifting messages. I hope you're okay, you know, I'm thinking of you.
I'm also curious, how is this man able to text on a secret mission? Now, I grew up military, so I know a little bit about that, and I don't see how he's able to text while he's on this secret mission. A lady, how are you doing and how are you feeling? How did the dentist go? And Chickalicious, how are you doing?
While he's out on this mission, he sends me this message, and he had sent a picture who he said was his best friend who got killed in the mission, laying there on a gurney. And he just said something along the lines of,
He's going to hell for that.
and it's been a really bad time and it's been really hard. Once they got done with this mission, supposedly they found this gold and money that the Syrian government had been looking for. And because they helped them find it, the Syrian government was going to give them each a portion of it. And so he had already told.
Y'all remember that movie? That movie back in the day? I think it has Jamie Foxx in it, or Ice Cube, and maybe one of those Wahlberg boys. I don't know. I'm sorry, men, but it was many years ago, called Three Kings. He got that story from that. You watch these romance scammers all the time. You know who got me into this? A lady, my sister. She got me into this.
Told them that I was his fiance and it was getting ready to be sent to me. And that's when the real mess started. He says, okay, well, we have to set up this courier service and they're going to send this stuff to your house. He sends these letters and email to me.
So the Syrian government, no, let's take that back. Our government is going to allow the Syrian government to pay the soldiers that helped find their gold back in CAD. Back. They're going to pay them with these gold bars and they can send them back to the States. Okay. How are you doing, Glorious Love? Glorious Love says, as you know, if you affiliated with the military, you don't need to pay them anything in order for them to get you. Uncle Sam pays for everything. I know they pay for you to move in all of those things. So why does somebody have to pay to get this gold that the Syrian government is giving them a reward for? And like, wouldn't that be like a miss? If we're over there to help Syria and somebody takes gold as payment, isn't that, what is that word? I'm looking for a word. I don't know what it is. I can't find it right now, but It just don't sound right. Ooh, play. Oh, come. Okay.
saying that it's set up, and as soon as I send this money, then it can be sent. So I start the process and I start sending this money, and of course it's all Bitcoin. I'm working like 60 hours a week already, and everything at this point that I'm making is going into this. I'm doing Cash App, I'm doing Bitcoin machines, receiving it because we're having to figure out how to get it into Bitcoin to send it. Like one day I went to one of the Bitcoin machines at a gas station by my house, and I had this stack of cash, and these people are just staring at me, and he's on the phone and he's
Not only is she communicating with this man through text, I don't believe she ever like physically. Well, no, I take that back. She did, because I think at first when they met, he sent her the fake picture, and then when they eventually chatted, she saw what he really looked like. So they did have a face to, well, not face to face, but a, I guess, Skype to Skype conversation.
telling me what to do. And I'm like freaking out because I'm like, do you understand? I have this huge stack of cash with me right now. Anybody could just snatch it. Like I would have nothing to protect myself. All he cared about was getting that money in that Bitcoin machine. And every time we would fight about this money and the fact that I didn't want to be doing this. This courier got to Dubai. And then of course it couldn't get past customs without them opening it. And it couldn't be opened because they didn't claim the money or the gold bars. So then of course it needed another $7,000. He needs me to send this 7,000 more.
At this point, Jillian became suspicious. She had already sent $15,000 to Evan, and his request.
Wait, let's play along for a minute. So the U.S. military, this man is in the military, and the U.S. military is allowing this man to illegally send funds across the ocean. Okay. And she done gave this man $15,000.
Quest for money just seemed to never come to an end. This is when she began to do some research on who exactly she was sending all of this money to.
Before that day, I had sent money to who he would.
Oh, she researched this after the fact, after she sent thousands over there. Come on.
Call these people agents, and I wasn't able to actually find any of them except one. I had found her on Facebook. I didn't know how she was going to respond, and so I sent her a message and I just said, hey, I'm pretty sure you know we've been sending money back and forth. I'm just curious why you think we're sending money back and forth. She said, well, I'm helping this person.
It turns out that the people that Evan claimed were agents helping him in the war were actually just money mules. As soon as this woman, Cindy, told Jillian she was helping someone out, she dug even further.
And then I started doing reverse search on the pictures, and I found a ton. This guy's everywhere. He is a huge bodybuilder person. He has a couple different businesses. He was in the military.
I got to give him an A. At least he was creative. He said those other people on that Cash App are the agents, knowing good and well he was lying. Hey, Southside Chi-Town and Miss Helena, how are y'all doing?
So a lot of what he had said about this person was probably true because he found it online.
Once Jillian found out that this man in these images was not the man she was communicating with, she did some research and immediately knew everything that Evan told her was a scam. She confronted him about everything right away.
He came clean. And now at this point, he started FaceTiming me with his real face.
So on accident, he revealed himself.
No.
So wait, Okay. So first he sent a picture of a friend that wasn't really his friend. He sent a picture of his friend that he said was him, but it really wasn't him. It was a friend. Then he sent a picture of this bodybuilder and said it was really him. And, now that the jig is up, he's showing his face. And I mean, the man's not a bad looking guy. I don't know why he did that.
He did this on purpose.
They were on a call together. I snapped a face shot of him. Here's what Evan really looks like.
Fuck, that's a nice house.
Yeah.
So he admitted it to me, begged for my forgiveness. He had never had somebody tell him that they loved him before, truly had feelings for me. He wanted to make it better. And it was just pleading that entire phone call. He said, I'm not a bad looking guy. Why can't we start over and figure?
Why are we talking? That's what I want to know. Hey, X Complicated and Aries One.
Something out, and so he would still call and talk to me and FaceTime me all the time. So I knew exactly what he looked like. I knew what his voice sounded like. He would actually show me around his place. He would show me around his town. I mean, he seemed to start giving a lot more information. So he is in.
Okay, is this one of those moments? One of those moments where I've dozed off? I thought this man was in the United States military. Those pictures look like Africa.
Nigeria. He's in a marina. They have like no jobs. So he would have to get on a boat and go hours to find work. He had like no money. It didn't seem like his family was around except for the family that was hours away.
After getting caught red-handed, Evan wasn't this handsome guy with a six-pack. He was just a kid from Nigeria. He told Jillian he wanted to quit scamming and he had stashed all of the money he had scammed from other victims into a crypto wallet. He was willing to pay her back and give her this wallet. This is what Jillian was referencing when she initially reached out to us by email. Remember, she stated, I don't want to put too much in writing due to my current situation, but I do believe I may have access to something you might be able to help me with. This was really vague, but now it all makes sense.
He said he could help me try to get access to this wallet. He has a code that was needed for the wallet because the amount of money in this wallet is outrageous. He said he would give me the code if I paid him $500 for his rent.
They sent her this wallet and they said, you are the only one with access to this.
Wait a minute. I got this code. These gold bars exist. And if you send me $500, I will give you the code. Because I need that a lady in them rolling eye emojis. Because I got to pay my rent of $500 now. And this is no shade to Africa, but there is no place over there where based on the pictures he was showing that costs $500. Although he was looking like he was sitting in a pretty nice house, so you never know. But I don't believe his rent is $500.
This wallet and it has all this money.
If it's a real wallet, I think it's a lot of victims' money. It started off under $1 million. That was last year. These people are like freaking out. They don't want anybody to know about this wallet. They don't want anybody to know. They don't want anything to happen to this phone. Nothing. They want me to like sign this wallet over to them. They're like, if you're not going to do anything with it, just give it to us. I do have the code for the wallet. And as far as I know, I'm the only one that can actually see how much.
You mean to tell me this ninja had the nerve to get smart with her? If you send it, what?
In it, because nobody can ever tell me how much is in it. I would love for you guys to help stop these guys. And If there's a way to figure out if this is the victim's money and we can figure out possibly how to get it back to them, that would make all of this worth it. All of it. All of it.
All right, Seekers, we had to figure out more about this wallet. This account supposedly had over $1 billion in
No shade,
it.
but
A few days later, Brienne sat down with Jillian
oh,
to
what's going on? Okay, no shade, but I really believe she was more interested in getting her money back than helping herself and everybody else get their money back. I think she was just really wanting hers. Hey, Lisa Glaze.
find out more information.
How did the wallet start out?
When I caught Evan, he sent the money back into that wallet, and it was my wallet. And of course, I didn't understand any of it. Money started coming into it after we had finished that process. And I just kept saying, whose wallet is this? Whose money is this? And he kept saying, it's your money.
So she thinks she has a chance at getting her money back from the original scammer.
Does the guy trust her, like that she gave money to initially, or no?
I don't think she's speaking to him currently, but the scammer that revealed himself connected her to this financial advisor. That's who she's talking to. He's the one advising her to send the first scammer money so that he could release her funds. There's layers to this, correct, Drew?
Layers.
I just kept telling everybody, I don't even want all of that. Like, I just want my money back. I don't understand why all of this money is in this wallet. I just want my money back.
Give me the rundown on your connection with James as of today.
He was introduced to me by Evan as the financial savings person. He was going to help me figure
Now, I didn't see this part of it, so this is about to be very interesting.
out the whole wallet thing. Donna finally realized there was a code that we could pay for to bypass the watch only wallet, but you had to pay for it. James and I got very close throughout this time, and you know, my life is just falling apart around me because I'm sending all this money.
At this point, Evan had completely stopped communicating with Jillian, but before he disappeared, he introduced her to Jonah. This guy, he claims to know exactly how to unlock this wallet so that Jillian can have all of the money inside of it.
The catcher is we had paid for everything to be able to get this wallet. We had gotten supposedly a crypto bank account because the amount was so big that we needed to get a special crypto.
You know why this would not work for me. I don't know Bitcoin, crypto. I'm just not into all of that. I don't understand it. I probably could if it was explained to me, but I just really don't care because I choose not to deal in that. So he'd have never had me with this.
The bank account, he ended up with the login for the crypto account, and then he ended up in the hospital.
About how much do you think you sent them to set all this up?
I think in total it's like $50K.
Jillian sent around $50,000 in total. She sent Evan $15,000 for his lies about being in the war, $15,000 to James Jonah for the code to the wallet, $12,000 because the amount in the wallet kept increasing, and another $10,000 to buy a special bank to store all of this crypto in.
She thinks that her money is tied up in this.
Listen, I worked in the field on the government side of in social work and all of that, and I did. It wasn't a bad living, but it's not enough for her to be paying out what she's paying. I want to know where she got the money from. Now I'm starting to look at her a little bit strange.
Crypto wallet, and that she has to send funds for these codes to retrieve access to the wallet.
Basically, a get your money back scam.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy's ruthless.
If you're looking to contact us and you think you might need our help finding out who you're communicating with online, or maybe you need help breaking through to a friend or a family.
So, was that Miss Helena? Hey, Zen Soul. I don't know who it was, if it was Miss Helena, but I'm trying to figure out this Nigerian Naira, and US dollars, and they're not giving me any numbers. They keep showing me graphs and charts.
Family member, don't hesitate to reach out to our email, sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. We can help you find the answers you've been looking for. The next day, we
Hey, Zen Soul.
sat down with Jillian to break the news to her about the wallet that she thought had over $1 billion in it. We were about to give her the truth.
Jillian, great to see you again. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. Hey, Jillian.
Hi.
So, how do you feel about us meeting today?
A little nervous. Definitely a little nervous.
I know you've been holding on to this crypto wallet and you've been watching the amount of money grow within this wallet. How are you feeling watching that money grow?
So many different.
Okay, somebody explain to me because I don't know. I mean, I could probably Google, but what is a crypto wallet? I mean, is it something? Is it like in a card form, or is it like in a building, like a bank? Is it like something that you just see virtually on your phone that you could pull up an app to? I'm not sure how. I mean, not like I said, I just don't know anything about crypto and Bitcoin and all of those modern uses of money.
Different emotions go into that. Knowing that the wallet.
Okay, thank you. So it's electronic. How are you doing, Bessie Jewel?
Was introduced to me as a way to give me my money back.
Jillian, what are you hoping to find out today?
Best case scenario, I am hoping that this wallet is real.
Brienne and the search team, they've pulled a lot of stuff for you.
Sorry, I'm getting a little bit nervous.
I understand how stressful this situation is. Today, we're going to put it to rest. Hopefully, we can wrap this up and you can walk away from this understanding what is truly going on.
All of the phone numbers ended up being VoIP phone numbers, which are online internet phone numbers. There's no personal data attached to them. The unique thing about VoIP phone numbers, which is why we see them being used, is because people can mask who they are.
Now I know how to find out if a number is one of those types of numbers.
And where
I said what I said, poor little Tank. Oh my God.
this phone number is coming from, because they don't have to put any personal data or their own contact information to the phone number.
Got it.
So we looked at the wallet that you'd sent over to us. What we were able to confirm is that this is one of the main Ethereum wallets, and it belongs to the Bybit exchange, and that there are over 5 million transactions in this wallet as of today. So this is a real legitimate wallet. However, after looking at these screenshots that you had sent over to us for the app that you were able to view this wallet on, I noticed that you have watch-only access to this address. And so this is a public address that you're viewing. And so even though you're able to view it, you do not have access to these funds. And what that tells me is this wallet is not Evan's wallet. It's not Jonah's wallet. It's just a wallet that they sent you to entice you to send more funds. They're telling you this is their wallet, but it's not their wallet.
So wait, I can go electronically find somebody's wallet and, use it as a scam or in a scam. And I mean, like, isn't there some kind of introductory thing that you see when you, I don't know. It's just not, oh, they sent her a screenshot. Now, was that Miss Helena who said, about blocking the IP address? Now, why would you block your IP address? Would that be blocking? Are you blocking it from him? And will that prevent him from communicating with you or with her?
Okay.
And even the money that you had been sending was not to that wallet. They were basically taking this huge exchange wallet where there's tons of money funneling in and out of it. They're dangling it over your head like a carrot, and they're telling you, your money's in here, your money's in here. Send money to me so you can get your money back.
Which means, Jillian, they're still lying to you.
What Jillian was essentially seeing when she was opening this wallet was just transactions from a crypto exchange. The money she thought she had was other people moving money in and out of their bank accounts.
One of them, I think you already have somewhat of an awareness of is, Evan is the initial guy you had been speaking to that started all of this. And what we were able to confirm is Evan had stolen the images of the person by the name of Earl Nicholson II.
Yes.
And so that's something we discussed about prior.
Oh, okay. So if I'm running this scam or I'm going to run this scam on somebody, I can block my IP address and it makes them harder to trace it. Oh, okay. So I'm going to tell you, this is too time consuming and stressful for me. I just couldn't run these kind of games on people because, first of all, my heart and my mind just wouldn't allow me to do it. And second of all, it's just too much work.
But with Evan, he did reveal himself to you.
Yes.
So Evan connected you with a person by the name of Jonah, goes by, correct? So we ran his image through our reverse image search and we were able to confirm his identity, and he's actually a person by the name of Alfredo.
Wow.
So Jonah, this person you've been talking to, the financial advisor, he had stolen the images of this person by the name of Alfredo.
Okay.
So you know what that means, right? Jonah doesn't exist.
Somebody needs to, like, say for example, if you're a influencer or anything like that, there, or just regular Joe Blow on Facebook, somebody should invent some type of app that prevents people from being able to steal your images, because I can't tell you how many times I sit up and watch MTV's Catfish and I see where people have been scammed by someone using someone else's picture.
And just so you know, with Alfredo, the real person in the image, he is an entrepreneur. We believe he lives in the New York City area. So this is somebody that's completely separate from Jonah.
With you already knowing that Evan has been stealing Earl's photos, and now you know from Brienne that this person, Alfred, is being used by Jonah, these are two completely different people. And these two people that have been telling you that they are these two guys, they're actually in Nigeria. Why would you think anything that they've told you is real?
Here come the tears. First of all, they're very manipulative. They just kept catching me off moments. And even though I would say, I'm not doing this, I don't agree with this, like this seems so wrong, something big was always happening in that moment. Always. In that time, I was working like 60-hour weeks and raising two teenagers. Like I didn't.
So she couldn't do due diligence because she was working 60 hours a week and raising teenagers. Zen Soul has asked, is Bitcoin legit?
Even have time to breathe, let alone think. And then
Desi Jules said, it's legit for now. And Zen Soul says, too complicated. Just don't send money to anybody. Now, see, that's me. I think it's too complicated too. A lady says, look how gentle they have to talk to her because they know she is so gullible and lost.
2 weeks later, this person's saying they're going on this crazy mission where they are probably not going to come back alive. They're in Syria, they're in the military.
So here's how this scam worked. I'm going to break it down into two different phases. Let's start with phase one. The tip.
It's complicated says he's a female Erica and an upgraded Nesto.
Typical romance scam. Julian was approached by this fake profile going by the name of Evan that was using this innocent man's image. Evan got Julian to care for him by chatting with her every day. He claimed he was being deployed on a top secret mission and then says he needs money for various things. Jillian sent $15,000 to Evan for food, bills, and many other lies he fed her. Jillian then figures out she's in a romance scam and confronts Evan about everything. Phase 2 is something we see a lot when romance scammers' lies come to the light. Evan opens up about how he used the man's photos to scam Jillian and eventually reveals his face, which Jillian was able to provide this screenshot of what Evan actually looks like. He then tells her he's from Nigeria and begs for forgiveness, and even says he'll pay her all of her money back. This is when the wallet comes into play. Another fake profile going by the name of Jonah reaches out to Jillian and tells her that he can get into the wallet that Evan sent her, but he also needed money for various things. Jillian sent $15,000 for a code to unlock the wallet, $10,000 because the amount in the wallet kept growing, $9,000 for a special crypto bank that Jonah claimed she needed to hold all of the crypto. Realistically, these two were working together, and all of this was a...
I said, Sam Friedman took Star's money from Bitcoin and tried to flee to Jamaica, but the popo went over there and picked him up. He's awaiting trial with the feds as we speak. Do you know, I happened to come across that story today. I was looking at that and got sidetracked on something else. I might have to revisit that.
Bunch of lies. These guys never had intentions of giving Jillian her money back.
They're going to continue to lie to you. They're never going to tell you the truth. Even when they're telling the truth, there's more lies that are coming later on down the road. These are just not people that you want to communicate with or be in contact with at all. You got into the scam with Evan thinking that you're helping this guy that was telling you all these horrible things. He was telling you that he was hungry and you're sending money for those things. And then now they give you this wallet.
That's my most excited about, just being able to just get rid of this phone and be done.
How do you feel about blocking this guy?
So excited. I would have done it a long time ago, but I didn't feel comfortable doing it until I knew. Not necessarily who he was, but just if that was other people's money.
I don't need to worry about them anymore.
I'm relieved.
So right down to the very last minute, right until she contacted them, she honestly was still holding on to hope that this may somehow be real. I mean, I'm convinced of it. Zen Soul is telling Thessie Jewel that people our age doing this stuff. I'm in my 60s. This is crazy. Yes, let me tell you, there's another one on here because I debated whether I was going to do this one or the other one where an elderly lady lost several thousands of dollars. And I think she might have been in her 70s.
I'm relieved. I'm sad. I lost a lot of personal relationships in my life, but I'm not sad about the men because
It's complicated. You said it. I'm not paying nobody to love me.
it wasn't real.
Good. Well, now you can focus on real relationships.
A real person.
Yeah,
Meet
a real-
someone that's real.
Yeah. I appreciate you reaching out to us. Thank you
Yeah,
for even
thank you,
trusting us to
Jillian.
look into this. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you
Talk to you
soon.
soon.
All right. Bye, Jillian.
Bye.
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 Wait a minute. It said, y'all see that? It said that Julian, I wanted to go back. I was trying to pause it, but it was moving too slow. Oh, now it wants to act up. Um, it was saying that she was taking steps to, I guess, break communication with him. Okay, I know you're not gonna play like this, YouTube. What is going on? Um, well, that's all I came on here for. I don't know who's ready to go to bed and who's ready to go because we can do one more. Desi Jules said, I can't imagine giving money to people I don't know, but I've had scammers approach me in the store before. They talk so fast, act like they don't know each other. I can see how people are age. I can see how people are age and then 60s. You know what? We have a woman here and she had a scam, a very, very, okay, this is getting on my nerves. She had a very, this, and she did the same scam. She went all over town and she would say that, and she would do this in the summertime, and she would say that, you know, her kids, she ran out of gas in her car, and her kids are in the car. She left them in the car, and she's just walking around trying to get, you know, as much money as she can so that she can put gas in her car, you know, and it's hot and the kids are hungry. And I mean, this was what she did instead of going to work. This is what she did every day, all summer long. And who knows, she probably did it in the winter, but you know, I just don't know. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I said what I said. I appreciate you. Lisa Glaze said, we are here with you. Go for it. um, I don't know if I want to do a scam. Yeah, well, we'll do. Let me see. Let me pull up this scam. I had to. Oh yes, worldwide collaborations. How are you doing? I wanted to. I meant to speak to you. Um, yeah. Well, let's keep on with the theme of scams. I backed out of YouTube because it was doing that wheel spinny thing, and I don't like that. So let me go back in and. We will look at another one. Did I stop sharing my screen? Oh, I did stop sharing my screen. Oh, Lord. Y'all, Nesto up there trying to. I was listening. I was over there at Banks listening to these text messages, and he was asking Sonia in the text messages she did today. He was asking Sonia if a lawyer or can a lawyer can they submit papers to the judge asking that certain evidence not be admitted? Well, first of all, why are you asking her instead of your lawyer? Second of all, yes, they can, but just because the lawyer submits a motion to have certain evidence excluded, that doesn't mean that the judge is going to approve it. And she didn't even say that to him. She just said, yes, he can, you know, as if this is something that can just be done, you know, and if the lawyer puts it in, then it's going to happen. And that's not true. I mean, she, you know, it's not a matter of being able to make a motion. It's a matter of will the judge approve this motion? But you know, she's the paralegal, not me. I didn't go to law school. I didn't do any of those things. So I don't know. I'm just going by what makes common sense to me. So now let me find this lady, this one with the older lady on Scamfish. She was in her 70s. Um, I see one right here that I could go for too. But I'm gonna see if I see this lady that is older, the older lady that got scammed. And if I can't find her, we will go to this other one because she's an older lady as well. or he's an older man, I should say. And something else about, I've been all over the place with the stories I've been posting, which, by the way, I did a story today on the pharmacist who was sent to jail because he was diluting prescriptions. And part of some of the prescriptions that he was diluting was for cancer patients. So if you have not seen that video, you might want to check it out, because it really makes you wonder what is going on with your prescriptions when you get them filled. I think about all of the things that I do or have thought about in life, getting a dress, is it going to fit? Getting not liking the food that I buy. Will I have to exchange things when I buy it? Yeah, I think of all of these things, but one thing that I never think about is my prescriptions the right strength? And I'm not talking strength as far as did the doctor write the right dosage? I'm talking strength as in somebody is literally taking the prescriptions and diluting them down and using something that is meant for 2 people and using it for 10 people. You don't think about stuff like that. I know I haven't, and I take prescriptions, but so if y'all haven't checked that out, check it out. Now I can't find the one that I was. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me start sharing screen. And I'm probably going to do part 2 to that one, because I got some really good comments, very interesting comments. So I'll probably do a part 2 to that story. That's just probably only going to deal with comments, but so let me share the screen. Present, share screen. Something told me to download to have 2 of these on deck. But always trust your intuition. All right, here we go. Desi Jewel said, this happened when I worked on a med surge floor, and a nurse was stealing meds and giving saline shots. That just makes my heart hurt. That's terrible. I said what I said. Said that was a crazy story. I wanted to know why he did it. The main reason why he did it, because he was the deacon of the church, and he donated $1 million to, I think, to have some type of addition or something added on to the church. And then he had his home, because they said when he was caught, when he was arrested, he had like over $19 million in his account. And it was terrible. I mean, it's bad enough you do this to the cancer patients, but to women seeking fertility and eye drops. Can you imagine? This man was diluting eye drops. But anyway, let's get into this. This is a lady who is.
And he ended up stuck in the jungle.
Never mind. I forgot. I don't know, but we're going to watch it.
This woman is married, but she started an online relationship with another man.
Was questioning my relationship with my husband after 50 years.
Richard and Nancy have drifted away in their marriage.
At this point, basically, we're roommates.
Almost 4 years now since this thing started.
And that's when she turned to online dating.
And he can take better care of me than my husband.
Join us as we uncover the truth about the man that Nancy allowed to come in between her and her husband.
Just seems to be very caring, more so compassionate, trustworthy. The look in his eye of compassion and love. The plane went down, the brakes were bad, and he ended up stuck in the jungle.
Crash lands in a jungle. I'm not making this up.
He didn't like that he was controlling me as far as not being able to get out and get him money.
The stores are even stopping her from buying gift cards at this point.
Over this amount of time, over $60,000.
Real quick, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into it.
All right, guys, so I just got this new case in. It's a woman named Nancy.
I'm Nancy. I'm a very family-oriented person.
Nancy, she's very family oriented and married and looking for a boyfriend online. Okay.
Was also a teacher, played a horn in the band. A lot of boys in the family. 1 granddaughter and 2 great-granddaughters. My husband, his name is Richard, but everybody calls him Dick. So I met him next door the day after he got out of college. His uncle and aunt wanted us to meet him, and I was like, big deal. I had my hair in rollers and a bright pink top and shorts and bare feet. And he liked me because I was just a true person, and this is what you get. And we started going out, and then we broke up. Thought he was going to teach college, that he was going to teach school, and I was after him for his money, which I have yet to see. As we've gotten more toward the 59 years, I've realized that it's not as romantic, and he'd rather talk about sports. He loves baseball, he loves football, he used to play softball, he used to do track, and same with our oldest boy. We would go to concerts, we have gone to fanfare, we have gone to, to do country music things, but still it hasn't been the spark thing. It's been like you're taking some.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go get some water. I didn't mean for that to play without me like acting like I'm not here. Ooh, so anyway, let's go.
Out to dinner and that's it. And I think at this point, basically, we're roommates. They usually say, the 7-year itch. That was about when it happened that he found someone else at work and left for a while. And then after a month later, came back. And it was okay for a while. It was new again. And then the same old thing. It was just the most important things are sport. In my 50s, I have gone out previously in the past, but it wasn't someone that I could have left him for. Probably about 3 or 4 people, different times, spread out. I said, why am I doing this? Why am I going somewhere else and then going home? It didn't make sense to me, but I knew he knew. You just know that when you're going out at night and not coming home until midnight to go to bed, but never ever asked anything. I hinted and said, that I'm not happy, and nothing about any changing at all.
So she's been married for 59 years. She thinks that he's into sports too much.
I just couldn't bring my heart to leave him. I would come home and I would see the look on his face and like he knew something, but wasn't going to do anything to change anything. It was up to me. So in order for me to...
Look, I'm sorry. I'm looking all up in this. So these two was just not faithful to each other at all. It seems like most of the marriage. I'm sitting here into her story because I'm like, I know, well, I don't know how old they were when they got married, but they just too old for this. Come on.
To change, either I was going to leave or I was just going to be under his control.
She has been seeing men in the past, and she would come home and her husband, essentially knew that she was out cheating. She felt bad about doing it.
And then continues to do it. And then she's dating somebody else online. She obviously didn't feel that bad.
We had done counseling years ago, but he would not work on anything with the counselor, so it was lost. I worked on
The shade. Did y'all catch that? The shade.
counseling for a while myself. As he said to me, you didn't stay in counseling. I said, if I had stayed in counseling, she was leading me toward divorcing you because you were not meeting my needs. I just felt again that I wasn't in love with him, and I didn't know if I could leave my kids.
And now she's turned online dating. She's been dating this guy for 4 years.
Was questioning my relationship with my husband after 50 years this time.
How do you turn? I don't understand. How do you turn to online dating? I mean, somebody answer that for me. That's a lady said she's trash.
In my life, this guy came along, made a comment about a country star, and all of a sudden he texted me on Facebook and said he'd read about my comment and would I like to be friends. I thought, what the heck, I've never done that before, so I tried it. His first message is, I kind of liked your comment. Do you think you'd like to be friends? So I said, yeah. Then he told me, let's go to WhatsApp. Well, never done that. We were talking about his family and his wife, what she had done to him. And so he divorced her. We talked about his 3 daughters, a set of twins, and didn't say too much about where he was or anything except Scotland.
So let me get this straight. They talked about, they talked about his wife and what all that she had done to him. They didn't discuss her husband and what all they did to each other. Okay.
We have a very good friendship and talk about everything, which we did start to do that right away. And he was at the point where he enjoyed talking to me. And that's when I started being descriptive about my home life with him and being unhappy. And basically that was it. He's probably maybe like 5'10", I would say.
Hey, where'd she go? Black Lady Love, how are you doing? Giving that thing a party. Hey, the bold and the beautiful.
With a football player type build, goatee, light hair, brown eyes, and a mustache. I can't figure out what nationality he is, but he said he's American. Nice looking to me. Just seems to be very caring, more so compassionate, trustworthy. The look in his eye of...
Wait, is it just me? I thought she said he was in Scotland. Well, I guess you could be an American living in Scotland. What am I talking about?
Compassion and love for his children and his animals, and seems to be with me every day, every night. I mean, it's every day and every night I hear from him, and he, of course, asks me if I've taken my meds, my coffee, have I eaten. He wants me to take care of myself for him because he's going to take care of me.
He wants you to take care of yourself for him so that you can continue to send the money. I said what I said. If the convo starts talking about an ex, run fast.
Was upset and crying about, how controlling Dick seemed to be. I, couldn't even go out without an excuse, which meant I couldn't go out and get any money for him. He said, well, just say you're going to the store to get a loaf of bread. And I said, well, wait
a minute. So you mean to tell me these two who have committed adultery on each other throughout their marriage is questioning her when she leaves the house?
Doesn't get that. So he says, well, I think when I get there, we're going to take care.
Then, so I don't know how much she sent, but I'm sure we gonna find out.
He said, I have a gun. I have a right to carry. Dick said to me, find out where he is. And I said, well, he's in a room. He said, well, let me talk to him. So Dick took the phone and
What?
he said, I'm in a effing room. What more do you want to know? He didn't like that he was controlling me.
It's complicated. Said he wants your social security. What is going on? These people are too old to be acting like this. You giving your man the phone. What? I'm in the room. What now? What? What is going on? This is just. I didn't see this one. This is not what I expected.
As far as
I mean, are we dealing with Bobby and Whitney or what?
not being able to get out and get him money or go do Bitcoin for him. Because he was very demanding, more so. And he also had.
Where's Miss Helena at? We back on this Bitcoin again.
A brief text with Dick saying that he loves me very much and that he is coming to get me and he can take better care of me than Dick can.
As Nancy's love for Jeff.
So now he's texting up. Oh, Ceci Jules said this is definitely Nestor and Sonia after he gets out in 2035.
Jeff grew, so did Jeff's issues. The problem began when Jeff took a contract to work on an offshore oil rig.
He was working on the rig and, even if he broke tools or whatever, he had to pay for them. When he said he could take a picture for me of the guys on the rig, then he said after he took them,
I don't know about y'all, but in that brief moment when they showed that picture, did y'all see that was Photoshop? I know he did not send that to her, and she thought that was something real. Black Lady Love says, I knew an old, is that YouTube? Rich lady that gave over $50,000 to someone she met over the phone. Her children were pissed. Look, I'm not trying to give anybody money who I meet in person. I sure enough am not going to do it to somebody I meet over the phone or over this computer screen.
He said, now I'm in trouble. I've got to pay them or they're not going to let the guys have their paychecks and I can't get paid. So that was more money.
Where is he working? Where do you work? Where they threaten you and say, not only are you not going to get paid, but the people who you work with aren't going to get paid either, unless you pay us for these tools that you broke, lost, or whatever happened to the tools. I don't know. I mean, he can't be working in America, not with this.
That I believe that story. Probably within the first month, I'd say. He needed food. Then he needed money to help with his airfare that was going to fly him here. All of a sudden, I got a video of.
I don't want no man. I don't care if he's black, white, or candy apple red. If they calling me or texting me for money because they need to buy food, you can't help me. We can't be together because what are we going to build if you can't even buy the basics like food?
The plane and then heard a sound like the brakes or something. And then
It's complicated. Said your side man is coming to your house where your husband lives. Desi Jules said if anyone gets money from me, they will earn it and deserve it. It ain't happening. Okay.
At one point, the plane went down, the brakes were bad, and he ended up stuck in the jungle somewhere. I hadn't heard from him for like a couple of weeks after that because he said the plane went down and this family took them in, and they were staying with them until he got the parts to fix the plane, and he was gone every day in the forest with this guy to fix the plane. He said, "I'm sorry, I haven't been in touch." He says, "But I didn't want to scare you. I didn't want to worry you. When I sent you a picture of the plane," he said, and there was a problem.
Are y'all hearing this? I mean, I really want to know. Are y'all hearing this?
With the brakes, we've been stuck here since.
In her story, she also talks about how the plane takes him off the oil rig when they're done with the job and starts to head to her. It crash lands in a jungle. I'm not making this up. So the plane crash lands in a jungle. Him and his friend William are in the jungle trying to figure out how to fix the plane. Both William and this guy are asking her for gift cards to fix the plane. So she sends money for equipment for the plane, parts for the plane, labor to get the plane fixed. So right now he is.
Look, I said, why would they have internet? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just gonna put it up. I'm gonna highlight it. I can't. I cannot.
Is trapped somewhere in the jungle.
So all of this takes more time. And in the meantime, you got to feed everybody. Of course, then we have to have gas after that, you know. The plane has been repaired. They have to give it a run first to see if it can make it to wherever I am. He said that he had broken his leg running up the stairs of the plane because he was so excited to come get me that he broke his leg and had to go in the hospital.
It's like she wants to live this like fantasy life. You know, it's like Romancing the Stone, like all this like crazy shit that's like happening, and she's like so into it.
It's bad when the people hosting the show don't have the patience for you. So they had Wi-Fi and internet in the hut, according to I said what I said. The plane didn't crash. What, you mean the job couldn't send anybody over to fix it? And was him and the friend the only two people on it? And why would, if this plane crashed in the middle of the jungle, managed to hit nobody's hut, the huts are okay. And why are there huts in the jungle? Oh my gosh.
And like believing it.
And then he collapsed at one point and had to be put in the hospital for high blood pressure. That's what I was supposed to send him money today for. Was
since I'm clowning, I might have missed something. Well, was there a hospital in the jungle, or was this after he got back? He went into the hospital for high blood pressure. Black Lady Love says, where are they using the gift cards at? They use them in the jungle at the fruit stand. Why don't you know this?
his meds. They weren't going to let him out until he paid his bill. I had to come up with some of the rest of the money. I offered to send the money to the hospital, and I couldn't do that. He had to have the money to do it. So how long he was in the hospital, I don't remember now. And I sent a gift card for him to give the money to pay it. I had sent probably about $800 because I needed more money for food in order to have food stuff. That was what I sent him. He's ready to get on the plane.
Wait a minute. Okay. All right. Let me get serious for a moment. I've heard of them putting you out in the hospital because you couldn't pay, which is illegal, but they're not going to let him go because he couldn't pay. Are you serious? Desi Jewel says, why were they so hungry? Hospital in the jungle. The lady said, all of the people in the world, she has to help him. It's complicated. Said, if my mom did something like that, I would be pissed and whoop that ass like it was my money. I cannot. The bold and the beautiful red flags all over the place. Worldwide Collaboration said, I was wondering how the Indians be scammers, be scamming these. Now, now you know I ain't gonna read that part in the old ass white men out of gift cards. Nobody can just. I'm not sending gift cards. I'm not sending money, crypto, NEO, nothing. I'm not sending anything. He was going to use them gift cards at the fruit stand in the jungle after he got out of the hospital where he had to buy his own food.
Play now after he gets out of the hospital. I offered to go meet him there, and he said, no, that's not necessary. He was going to come to me. But for another reason, excuse came up that he didn't make it. Again, his passport ran out and had to have the money. He was going to take care of it quick. Otherwise,
his passport, wait a minute. I'm getting tired. This man ain't made it home yet. We are still somewhere in between the jungle. And one thing I can say that I know for certain about this woman is that if that man ends up in a wheelchair with one leg off, walking around in a coma, she gonna take care of him.
He couldn't get off the plane in Bangor. Yeah, I sent him $500 on the 27th, but the plane that William has is still in Bangor now. He got caught there by some woman who said that he was a scammer and had him arrested and put in jail. They flew him supposedly from Maine to California and put him in jail, supposedly went to trial and had to pay this woman back $100,000.
They flew him from Maine to California, but if he was in the jungle, how did he get to Maine?
$1,000. So he sold a house for whatever amount, and I had to come up with a few thousand beyond that to pay her off. And then they wouldn't let him out without paying for them to do some paperwork so he could prove.
Okay, now she said he went from I don't forgot where to California. In the hospital, they don't hold. You can't just pay somebody off and then they let you go out of jail. I mean, there is a such thing as restitution, but if you don't have it paid it off while you're doing your jail sentence, then they let you out and put you on probation or parole, and you still continue to pay your restitution. What is wrong with this woman? And when did he get home from the jungle? I missed that part.
Prove if he ever got caught again that he wasn't a scammer. I said, I don't understand why they allow him to have his cell phone all the time. And he wouldn't answer that. And his friend come to visit him.
Now, out of all of the questions, a lady said he's a perpetual hostage. Now, out of all the questions this woman should have been asking him, she decides to ask him why they're letting him keep his cell phone in jail. Don't she know that's normal? They got cell phones in jail. All the questions she needed to be asking, and this is the one she chooses to ask.
Once in a while, and bring him some food if I would send him some money, plus $5,000 to pay off this other person, one of his crew that he didn't finish paying. Wanted to go there to see, at least when I.
Bessie Jules says, how does she remember all of this but can't figure out she's being scammed by her husband from the patient? Oh my God.
I could go, but there's no place for me. He's said that he's not a scammer. He's real. He will prove that to everyone when he comes. He's won me over by tears and sincerity, and what he's said to me. Said all the right things, and got me to care and keep giving my heart and my money as well, believing. The whole thing has been maxed out with all the cards over this amount of time, over $60,000.
So she's sent $60,000 worth of gift cards to this guy. The stores are even stopping her from buying gift cards at this point. She goes to the stores and the stores have all completely like cut her off from buying gift cards.
He's sincere. That's why I said I need to know, because
You know, it's bad when the people at the store are trying to save you from you, because she was probably going up there buying the gift cards and telling all the business of what was going on and why she needed to get these gift cards.
if he's not real, then I can't continue. First of all, whether he is who he says he is he that person in the picture real? Why would he do that? Take my heart and make me feel.
Zen Soul, she does sound like Roseanne when she's talking. She does remind me of her now that you mention it. And I'm sorry, you couldn't figure out or make it your business to try to see if he's a scammer when you made it to, let's say, $100, $100. You couldn't do.
Overwhelmed by two situations: one, staying and being unhappy, or the other, not being sure of what's going on today or tomorrow with him. I would like to know the truth first, whether he's honest with me. As he said, he's never lied to me, but he's been evasive about many things. I would leave, yes, if I knew that he was the real person and this was not just a story. That is a lie. My husband doesn't want to lose me.
A lady says she didn't even get the D. That's what I'm saying. You haven't had relations with this man and he got $60,000. What would he have gotten out of you if y'all had relations? Miss Helena says she has too much money. Okay, apparently she doesn't know what to do with it.
I know he doesn't. And obviously he's done everything that he can think of to take care of me, to keep me here. I feel bad that all of this is taking place. I believe that at some point.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, who said her husband was in on it? Somebody said I lost the comment, says her husband was in on it. So listen, I said what I said. It said she isn't this she isn't this lady about 70 something. Why is she still looking for love? I wonder if the goose is still reacting at that point. Worldwide Collaboration says she didn't learn nothing from that failed marriage. Oh my gosh, I can't take too much more of this lady. My goodness.
Point something had to shake everything up to get results from my husband, to maybe change some things. We find out that this is not true. Then I need to work on more about what I need to do for me, regardless of Dick. But I need to know which way to go first.
Now she wants to practice self-love. Now she wants to practice $60,000 later, and she wants to practice self-love.
Later that week, our research team got together to examine the evidence and see if we could put all of the details together to find out who the real person was.
Okay, Zen. So, see, I didn't know that. I thought she was 59 years old, but you're saying she's in her 80s and been married for 59 years. Either way, she's been in a relationship too long and she's too old for all of this foolishness.
In these images.
So she has a lot of family that is also telling her this is fake. So she has her sister in her ear. Her husband is telling her.
So she obviously has some suspicion.
Yes. She's in love with this guy. She wants to know if the guy's real. I've spoke to her husband, but her husband doesn't want to get on camera. He did write Brie and I a message, an email here. I wrote this several months ago. The amount is over $60,000. Because she did not include much of the details I have in this note, I decided to send it now. I hope you can include it in your conversation or whether you try to identify her scammer. Thank you in advance for considering this. My name is Richard. My story is really my wife's story. For about 3 years, she has been in contact.
I'm so confused. I am so confused. You got the wife done wrote these scamfish people about her boyfriend that she's been dating over line, and her husband is writing a letter too on her behalf. Oh my gosh.
With a guy who called.
Look, Desi Jewel, wouldn't surprise me if the man was really her husband and he was doing it just to sack away some money before he divorced her behind or something.
Calls himself Jeff Marshall. It began when she commented on Don Williams' video, which I think was on Facebook. He says this guy commented and turned it into a dialogue, which he quickly changed to another platform. Eventually, they went to WhatsApp, then moved to Telegram. March of 2022, he needed money to renew his passport, but the photo he sent was an expiring date in May of 2022. He claims that he went to the hospital and he needed money for his hospital fees. I think the amount.
So wait, they was going to renew his passport in the jungle?
Has changed from week to week, but he's still needing more. Most of her Social Security, which he gets most months, plus a reimbursement of her health insurance premium.
She watches our channel, so she's seen all these Photoshops before. Mm-hmm. Why does she think he's real? Like, I guess that's the thing that's like, I mean.
He's won me over by tears and sincerity and what he's said to me. Said all the right things and got me to care and keep giving my heart and my money as well, believing.
Well, I guess the better question would be, what was the reason she came to us? Because there was some suspicions.
She wants to know if he's real or not. There's something in her that's like hoping that he's real. Yeah. So the only reason why she got this passport was.
This crew has no patience for this lady.
Is because Richard asked her to tell the scammer to send some kind of ID, and this is what he sent.
Wait a minute.
So typical.
Wait, the only reason why she got that is because the husband told her you need to ask him for some type of identification, you know, that he's going to be using to renew his passport in the jungle. Okay.
Oh, fake.
Yeah.
The portrait's pretty bad.
His name's not even spelled right on the bottom of the passport.
Well, it's right there. It's Jordan
Marhall. Here's him on the oil rig. It gets worse, y'all.
So we have a list going right now. It's like the top 10.
Not only is that Photoshop, but it's bad Photoshopped. You can see where he cookie cuttered it out and put it in front of the background.
10 worst Photoshop images we've received in 2024. So this picture makes the list. Yeah. So we need to find the real guy in the image.
Mm-hmm. And here's the guy here. This is his friend, Jeff and Williams. They're the ones that, you know, this is Pilot.
Okay.
They're the ones that were in the jungle.
What do you think, David? IP tracker? Because he's asking for a gift card, right?
They're like talking all the time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think we use our fake banking website and try that.
So I have a message in here from her from this morning. She says, he knows that I get paid tomorrow, which would be today, and wants money for a phone card and a special meal, chicken and rice. If I can get a loan for $5,000, he will pay it off when he is here.
The website, right? So we like, hey, look, I got the loan. The money got deposited. We'll give a screenshot.
What he wants some chicken and rice. You send me some chicken rice. You send me $5,000. So I can give you some chicken and rice and whatever the heck Kelsey asked for.
And then it's a peer-to-peer. It's the only thing she could get approved because she's been sending him stuff. And then the scammer's gonna have to take it or lose it. How much does he want the loan for? $5 grand? Mm-hmm. Done. Let's set it now. I'll send an email right now.
So while David was prepping a tracker, we had some questions for Richard. We gave him a call to get some answers.
So we just have a couple questions. You had reached out to us. I received your email last week and I was looking through it, and you had mentioned there's several details of this case that Nancy didn't disclose.
Bessie Jewel, that is an awfully expensive chicken. Zensoul said chicken and rice from the islands. No, chicken and rice from the jungle. Miss Helena says phone cards and gift cards and chicken plates.
To us, is that correct?
I think so, yes.
What was the reason that she didn't want to share that information?
I don't think it's a matter of not wanting, it's a matter of not remembering as much of it.
Okay, and you remember more of what happened than she did?
Not only remember more, but I've kept a lot of detail.
You don't feel like she was doing it on purpose, like leaving details on purpose?
No, I don't. No. She gave you what she could remember more or less off the top of her head.
And then how do you feel about this whole situation that Nancy's gotten herself into?
Been a real struggle because I keep everything that needed to be paid until recently. I mean, other than that, I kept everything, afloat.
How would you say that this has impacted you guys financially?
Well, it obviously prevented us from being able to do some stuff that we could have done by now. I mean, it's almost 4 years now since this thing.
It's complicated. You're right. Her husband is trying to get his money back. I said, you brought up a pretty good point. I don't know if they have chickens in the jungle now that you mention it.
Things started, and we're getting a little older. I'll be 80 in 9 days. And, would have liked to have done more stuff. I know that the biggest impact for me is that I played very little golf. That's the money that I no longer had available.
Richard, how would you describe yours and Nancy's relationship as of now?
Oh, it's not great, but
Her poor husband, he can't even play golf anymore. And I'm just advertising for y'all so everybody knows Black Lady Love is going to get her some chickens and some rice and some $5,000. And she's going to go over there to the jungle and sell fish plates.
one of those situations where you can't continue as it is.
Yeah. So what it sounds like is you guys have somewhat of a separation in your marriage?
Not a true separation, other than that she has one of the world's worst sleep schedules. Now I started going to the gym again, so that's 3 days a week. But that's one of the casualties of the financial situation. Is 4 years have been.
I could see why she was full. He is all over the place. What does her sleep habits have to do with all of this $60,000? Yeah, something's.
I've had a problem because of COVID anyway. So.
Yeah. No, I can see how this has impacted you. So.
Yeah.
You're with Nancy. You guys are married, and she's talking to this other guy online. She's sending him money. Like, how does that make you feel?
That's hard to describe too. I kind of compare it to my mother's situation. My mother dealing with alcoholic relationship, and I'll see it to the end.
Okay, so you're in this no matter what.
Yeah.
So what do you think when we meet up with Nancy, we tell her what we found? I mean, you and I both know this is a scam. How do you think that she's going to take the information?
I honestly can't be sure without getting the info. That's been the most difficult part of it.
The other understanding that I have too, Richard, is that this isn't the first time she's spoken to someone online, correct?
I don't know for sure.
Are there any other relationships outside of the internet or any other relationships that she's had?
You mean to tell me this woman has been through something like this before on the internet?
With other men that you know of?
Yes, we're both guilty of that a little bit.
Both of you are guilty of that.
Yeah.
You know, your guys' relationship is your relationship, you know, and we're not here to like counsel you guys through that. But do you think that us helping, let's say we are successful with helping her block this scammer, do you think it'll help your relationship?
Well, I hope it will. I can't say for sure, how much impact it will have, but more assistance on the financial side so we can do things that we currently don't do because of the situation. That should improve the relationship some. Some of the other stuff probably won't change.
So more so the stress from the financial side of things. Well, we're going to continue looking into this information. We should have all of our answers for Nancy by end of day, and then we meet with her tomorrow. So, be sure to stick around.
I'm sorry, y'all. I was on mute so I could chew my bit of honey. I said, Bessie Jewel made a good point. She said, how did they know to contact these people? How are they aware of one thing so clearly, but not the other? I totally agree.
Be in the same room as her to hear what we have to say, but we'll be delivering all the information tomorrow. Well, you seem like a really nice, cool guy, Richard. And one of the reasons also why I wanted to have this conversation is because of that initial email. You reached out to us, and I can tell that you really care about Nancy and you want us to look into everything for her.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, if you don't have any questions for us, we're going to meet with Nancy.
Bessie Jewel says, we are the ones being scammed. I have said, this is too much. It's complicated, said, what is wrong with this husband? I know. I mean, what is going on? And Black Lady Love says, here I am going to work. I'm finna get fake lost in the jungle so I can come up real quick.
Tomorrow, and then we'll do a check-in after that.
Okay. Yeah, great.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Why? After a few days of researching, our team was ready to reveal the truth to Nancy about who Jeff really was. It was time to sit down with Nancy and Richard and let them know what we had found. If you found yourself in a similar situation to Richard or Nancy, and you want to help a friend or a family member find out the truth about the person that they've been communicating with online, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Share my story at socialcatfish.com. We can find the answers that you're looking for. Let's hop into it. How are you doing, Nancy?
I'm kind of scattered with my feelings.
With what?
With Dick and Jeff wanting money, and all of that is very wearing because it's you don't always hear from them, and then when there's a demand for money, you can hear all day long, and then you don't hear if you send the money. Like he's lowered it now from the 5,000 down to, can you get me 500 today? I said, I don't know, I'm working on it.
So we have Richard here in the car with you right now, right?
With his arms folded and his eyes closed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. How comfortable is that?
Tell him to uncross those arms. That means he's defensive.
I brought my book.
Should have brought his book. Yeah. Which one? Yeah.
Oh.
I said, understand now how and why people scam other people. They are batshit crazy. I mean, there are some people who are just waiting to be, and I really feel this way, to be serious. There are some people out there who are just like waiting to be scammed. I mean, they have, you can scam her written on their face. And I'm telling you, I don't know if he saw her picture first or who reached out to who first, but he saw her coming a mile away. Worldwide Collaboration says she looks like she's about 1,000 years old. She does look. She well, now that I know she's more than 59, I'm a little bit okay with it. But at first, I was saying to myself, she's a hard 59. But no, she's been married 59 years. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Now being recorded.
Oh, good.
So be
I'll shut up.
careful, Dick.
How is Richard feeling about all of this?
I'm just hoping we get some kind of resolution if it works.
For
Yeah.
everyone.
And by works, I mean stuff, the money flow that
Oh, yeah.
should not have
Yeah.
been happening.
He does. So what he's saying, I think, is that he wouldn't care if I talk to him just as long as I don't send him any money.
What kind of relationship is that? Like, what, you guys have been married for 50 years.
58.
So
the husband said, "You can cheat on me, but don't send that man no more of my money."
what is it about this relationship that you are continuing with Jeff that's so different from yours and Richard's relationship?
The talk about caring for each other, even if it's on the phone, conversations that Jeff and I have about relationships that Dick and I do not have, because Dick will not talk about any intimate relationship part of the marriage at all. Where Jeff and I have never met, but we both have talked about how we would like it to be and how it will be when we are together forever and ever.
Wow.
Because I can go anywhere with anyone and discuss sexual relationships with the next door neighbor if I didn't even know them. It goes from distant conversations to intimate relationships.
Okay, this is where the fact that I'm a prude comes into play. I don't know. I'm just very funny about that. Now, it's one thing if you're joking with your good girlfriends about sex and stuff like that, but one thing that you never do is to discuss your sex life with your friends or acquaintances. And I'm not going to, I mean, that just because, hey, if you talk about how real good it is, they might decide they want to get some too. Or if you talk about how you're not getting any, they might think, well, hey, I've been checking them out. I could go get some from them. You just never know. So you just keep those details to yourself. And I'm not talking to my neighbors about relations either. What's wrong with this lady? She's too old for this. A lady, she needs to be at home hugging and kissing on the grandkids.
With people.
Hey, I don't know if it's Mons or Moans. She says, "Ma'am, what?" Black Lady Love says, that husband don't give a damn.
Because they feel like they're talking to me about it. And I do as well. And Dick doesn't like to talk about it at all.
So Richard, how does that make you feel when you hear Nancy say this out loud?
That's kind of a mixed thing because it can't be talked about without certain impressions that she sees.
And then on top of all that, you are sitting here with the scam fish people telling them all your business like this. And your husband is sitting there. A lady said that husband is 90. That D is dead.
To have that may or may not always be correct, getting in the way.
For instance, I think they need an example, like I need an example.
I'm sorry.
So what if I were to say to you, why don't we have intimate relations? And your answer back would be, because it's not something I really need.
No, that's not the answer.
That would not be your answer?
No.
It has been.
I've never said that.
Okay. Do you want me to
That is still cracking me up. Did y'all see how them folks looked at?
Say what you say.
Well, see, that's exactly what I just.
Okay. Well, okay. If I use the word intimate relationships and say sexual relationships,
Oh
and
my
you
gosh.
say to me, you don't think it's all that is.
Ah, I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm embarrassed. I'm sitting here embarrassed. I'm clutching my pearls like, oh my gosh, Grandma, please stop. Don't do it.
Cracked up to be. What impression would you get if you were me? That's been your reply. That has been your reply.
Y'all remember Dr. Ruth? Wasn't she like 125 years old and still running around being a sex therapist? Oh, I had to Black Lady Love said, I wouldn't let her kiss my kid. She nasty. Worldwide Collaboration says, if you would have got with Nesto, he would have got you some liquid V.
That it's not it's true. Like if someone was ill, it would totally be different. But that does not mean that the other spouse would not need those feelings met. And if the relationship is okay as far as health concerned, there should be a middle ground that we could go to for each other. Even if one is interested and not doing anything about it, then what is the other supposed to do that requires it? Jack, are you here?
I'm just saying now, in case y'all didn't get all of that, she kind of was saying, like it's one thing if you were sick, but you're not sick. But if you were sick, it would still be okay for me to cheat. That's basically what she was saying. Worldwide Collaboration says, I know Richard means equate to Dick as a name, but I'm just saying, no, she didn't call him that. She called him what she wanted from him. Worldwide Collaboration, you about to be in trouble.
Okay, what's your answer?
I think that should be answered.
Sassy Joe talk about or who is that? Said she need a lady said she needs a trip to Jamaica. Child, I'm gonna get over there in one of those African countries. I can't think of it right now, where the women's, especially from the UK, go to visit, to go to its beaches, and they be like 60 years old. And these 20-year-old men be marrying them and then ripping them off once they take them back over to the UK. I'm gonna get into that one day.
Why?
I think that's why we're
Sis Soul said at a lady 747, how Nancy got her groove back.
trying to do this. We're trying to find out about Jeff or no Jeff,
Well,
which is more important to clear up first.
yes, but what I'm saying is the discussions that Jeff and I have had is Neverland, and we never have to grow up or get old or die, because we'll be together in heaven on earth. Even though some of this may be Cinderella and the prince, I mean, you can meet somewhere.
This married woman is sitting in this car talking to her husband, with him sitting right beside her, about how her and this boyfriend could die and go to heaven and be together. I don't think God's going to allow and let all that foolishness in his house, in his kingdom. I don't think so.
In the middle. But I do agree that there has to be counseling.
Have you guys tried counseling?
We did a long time ago.
Don't know.
Not much, because
Oh, you know what? I remember what they call them, worldwide collaborations. They call those women to, I think it's Gambia. That go over there from the UK. They call the men over there holiday love rats. Well, that's what the people who talk about scammers refer to them as the holiday love rats.
Dick would not do the required homework.
I don't remember ever being asked to do any
See,
homework.
so
See,
it's
that's-
selective memory on
Yeah.
both our parts. And whenever I say something, he says he doesn't remember that. So this is where we're at. Whatever I say, I don't remember saying that, or I don't remember that discussion. So then I leave it and stay involved where I am, because at least I can express my feelings without someone turning away or closing their eyes or leaving the room.
But it seems like Richard's here for a reason, right? Richard, how do you feel about Nancy?
I don't know. It's hard to answer that. Because
What?
if I try to answer it, I'm going to get the same kind of stuff that we could get for the last 5 minutes. I mean, that's the normal way that those discussions go.
That's what's confusing for me, because if I'm sitting next to my husband and you ask me, what do I think of my husband? I'm going to say, well, I love him. I care about him. I want the best for him. Something along those lines.
Those are all true, but
I said, you are saying exactly what I was thinking. Somebody please call Adult Protective Services. Please, this lady. You know what? I saw a case on, I don't know if it was, I think it was a Zoom court. And there was a man, he was 80 something. And the woman was like in her late 70s. And they had met and they had known each other for 6 months and they wanted to get married. He had cancer. He was dying. She wanted to take care of him. And do you know Adult Protective got involved in a social worker? He had a guardian ad litem type deal, and they blocked it and they would not allow the two of them to get married. I mean, the man didn't even have anything to offer her. The man probably didn't even have insurance, life insurance. And if he did, it probably wasn't that much. I mean, these two people were in love. And so, they just decided that they were going to just live together. And the social worker put a stop to that too. I was so upset. Meanwhile, this lady is able to run around free using her internet, buying gift cards and phone cards, sending it to a man in the jungle who flew from wherever he flew from to California to get, what was he trying to get? I don't know. And who was trying to get a passport. And I can't even keep up with this man's story. Goodness. Oops.
once you get beyond that 3 or 4 basic things, you start talking about other stuff, it's always going to turn back on me, no matter what.
But Richard, why not just say those things? When I say, what do you're here because you care about Nancy, and then I open the floor for you to say how you feel about Nancy, and you say you don't know how to answer that question.
I guess,
but I can tell.
Desi Jules said the bat phone is ready. I said what I said. Let me tell you something. These people needed some therapy individually a long time ago.
You a remark that he told me that he answered you, Bree, when you talked to him about how he felt about the money situation. As long as he can meet those requirements as a couple and pay the bills as best he can, what he would like to have a little left over for is the golf that he hasn't got to play. Now, I didn't like that answer, because in no way does that have to do with me, because when he goes to play golf, which he's very particular as to who he plays with, because they have to be at least as good as he feels he is. And he ends up going with our oldest son, David, who mostly pays for it. But this is the answer that he gave you, is that no mention of us doing something together. The answer was that he'd like to have some money left.
You mad because this man would like to have some of his money left so that he could play golf. His money that you're sending to another man. This woman, she did not reach the age of maturity. I am convinced. Thank you so much, Black Lady Love, for clearing that up. The jungle to Maine to California. But see, that's the thing. We never heard how he got from the jungle to Maine to California. We just knew 1 minute he was in the jungle, next minute he was in Maine. They was taking him to California. This woman is selfish.
For golf. Not so Nancy and I can take a trip together and afford it. It was the answer was golf.
I'm not going to side with either of you because I know things about both of you. You both have done dirt. But you're sending money to this guy that you've never met online. And at the same time, he's not willing to compromise. It's either like you guys try to figure it out or it's just going to continue to be toxic.
You complaining about each other is not going to help the situation.
No.
You know?
No.
Honestly, Nancy, we're not marriage therapists.
We are not. We are not.
Counselors of any sort. You know, with that being said, if you and Richard decide that's a step you want to take in the future after all of this, we want to help you guys out. We want to connect you with resources. If you guys are both willing and want to participate in that, it just sounds like you are who you are, Nancy. Richard is who he is. You guys have been married for 58 years. You guys know each other inside and out. And so that's a decision you two have to make.
Right. Right.
Let's get to why we're meeting up today. Let's X this problem out.
You know what I say? Throw the whole entire 59 years away because this just ain't worth it. Worldwide Collaboration says, or her husband working from the basement. I don't know. This husband, I don't know. He doesn't. Let's continue.
Out of your life. So what exactly are you looking to get out of this meeting today?
Well, hopefully be able to prove that.
Miss Helena says she don't need no more resources. I agree with you 100% on that one.
What everyone has said.
Is there music in the background?
No, it's my phone. It's probably Jeff.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Wanting to know where the money is.
Answer Jeff.
Because he's the only one that's been calling.
His ears are ringing.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
It's me.
I know, baby. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. So
that's a Nigerian, if ever I've heard one. That is a Nigerian. What y'all think? That is a Nigerian. I know them Nigerian dialects.
All is gonna be fine. Okay?
yes, you sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you right now.
I'm sitting in the car. I just have I what?
And I meant no disrespect to Nigerians. I like Nigerians, have Nigerian friends, but that's how I know what they sound like. That's a Nigerian, and he probably about 25.
No, I haven't. I've been waiting to go, but like I said, I'm not too anxious to see if they're flagging my account because they told me that I couldn't, my restaurant bill was denied yesterday. So, and I called and they said money was available, but
Lord have mercy. This woman could not even pay her bill at the restaurant. And this man wants some money for chicken and rice. $5,000 to be exact.
that just means that I've paid off the overdraft.
Okay.
So what's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know what to do next. I know that I know that Dick is trying to trace everything to see if you're scamming me still. Remember I told you?
Right.
Yeah. So, and I don't know. What are you doing today?
Lady, I forgot that she did say he was American, and then she said something about Scotland, but this man is an African.
Right there. So much, my baby.
I miss you too.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
You know, y'all like.
Yeah. So have you talked to the girls?
It's complicated. This is Alice in Wonderland 2024.
Yeah. How are they? Yeah. Yeah. You told them they were going to be together soon. Yeah.
Keep that big growth.
Yeah. All right. So. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so can you send me some money today?
Can I send you some money? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll.
Can you send me today so I can do it?
Okay. I'll try to see how much I can send you.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, Seekers, Nancy only told the scammer that she was going to send him money because we've been working on trying to track his location and reveal his face.
Okay, and give me a call back. And I love you.
Bye. I love you too. Bye.
Ugh.
Bye. Bye.
Bye now.
So that's it. What do you think of the voice?
What do you think of that voice?
I cannot tell. To me, it may be, I mean, when I've heard other Nigerians on TV, it could be. But other than that, I don't know.
It's not Texas.
It's not Texas for sure, because supposedly that's where, well, he grew up for 15 years in Georgia.
Wait a minute. Black Lady Love is making sure she is keeping me straight. She said he was in Scotland before the jungle. Look, I may be getting other details wrong, but one thing that I'm not getting wrong is that jungle. We know he was there in the crashed airplane that he had to go use a gift card to go to Pep Boys to fix.
Germany, but he was born in Texas.
I have a list of things that I want to go over with you first. And you listen to what Brianne has brought today, and then I'll tell you what kind of voice that is at the end.
Okay.
So we started with the passport that Jeff had sent over to you. Would you mind just giving us a rundown as to why he would even share that with you?
Because Dick asked for it. Dick asked to see it, and I sent the picture of it to Dick.
I thought it's junk.
Dick ain't no more brighter than she is, honest to goodness. You know, I had somebody do that. You know how on Facebook, people are always sending you friend requests, and sometimes I take them and sometimes I don't. And this man out of nowhere that I don't know just started DMing me and telling me he was in love with me and all this stuff. I was like, you don't even know me. And he said, he said, I've seen your pictures. No, you didn't, because I don't have my profile picture isn't even of me. It's not even of anything human. So what are you talking about? He started sending me pictures of his passport, and then he started calling me through Messenger. You know how you can, because Facebook Messenger, back to back to back. I had to, and I couldn't move fast enough to figure out how to block him. I don't know which one of the Africas he was from, but he was an African.
Yeah.
After we reviewed the the passport. We
The lady, in the words of Nesta, that don't make no sense.
noticed right away that this wasn't a valid passport.
I said, all right. I said what I said is reminding us to not forget he is on his computer with internet in the middle of the jungle.
The signature doesn't match his name. We also noticed just these little grammatical errors as far as the state and the city. There's no comma in between. It's just these little errors that tell us right away that this is not a valid passport.
I knew it, but I didn't really want to believe it.
No, you didn't.
All this time with everything else, the promise of, obviously you could hear, be together forever and ever, and yeah, love me and kisses and misses me and all that, which I miss that every day too. Although I do get a kiss goodnight.
From Richard?
I hope so. That's the only one that sleeps in my bed
Good.
for all these years. It's always been.
Referencing the
No, this woman did not say he's the only one who sleeps in my bed for all these years.
passport, is this like an act of a person that, is being truthful about their idea?
Worldwide collaborations. She says, I know damn well that ain't supposed to be his picture. Child, we don't know whose picture that is, but I know it don't belong to that man she was just talking to on the phone.
Definitely not. And I think I've renewed that farm, haven't I, Dick? At least once, given him money for that.
You gave him money to renew it around the time that we got that picture.
You're smarter. You looked at that passport and you knew it wasn't legitimate, right?
He renewed his passport from the jungle.
I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
After listening to Nancy go on about how she appreciated Jeff because he showed her love and compassion, it left us wondering if she knew this guy was fake the whole time. Her family and all of her friends had already told her that these images that Jeff was sending her were false. Our team had even more to reveal to Nancy. Almost everything that Jeff sent her seemed to be altered or fake.
I said, is calling this lady Shirley Jr. And I can't believe that this woman could not tell that all of this stuff was Photoshop. I'm sitting here on this laptop with no glasses on, and I can see that it is Photoshop.
I wanted to talk to you about this picture that Jeff sent. He's wearing red pants. He's sitting with two guys in a locker room.
He's supposed to be on the oil rig in the Red Sea.
Wait, I'm gonna tell y'all what that is. Now I could be wrong, but this looks like an inmate outfit. Now the only reason why I'm second guessing myself is because the t-shirt is gray, but it might just be faded from the bad photoshopping. But that looks like prison. That looks like a prison uniform
with his crew.
So after he sent you this picture, you had to send him money?
Yep.
How much?
Oh God. Probably $1,000 back then.
So this image right here cost you $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does anything look off about the photo to you?
Yeah, he's the only one that had a clean face and clean hands. I said that was nice that he cleaned up for the picture.
That's the only thing you saw in this photo is his face is clean and his hands are clean.
Yeah.
Okay, Nancy. So we ran a reverse image search.
That black man ain't got no patience for this lady. I'm telling you. A lady says it's her kids messing with her, and Black Lady Love says Richard can't stand her ass.
From Social Catfish, and we found hundreds of matches. Hundreds of matches of this image right here. It's actually a stock image, and the original image does not have Jeff's picture in it at all. So this is a Photoshop image. So somebody took a picture of Jeff, of his face, and placed it on top of this image. They layered this image. This is not an original image. It's been photoshopped.
Oh, wow.
Why would Jeff go through all this trouble to Photoshop this image?
Right.
I'll tell you why, because you sent him $1,000 for this image.
Well, I'm thinking two things add up so far. I'm wondering where some.
Desi Jewel said, child, we should have quit. We were ahead after the first fool. Look, if she sent $1,000 for Photoshop pictures, I will send her a real one of me for $200.
Some of the other pictures, of course, were done, or who they are, or if you know that he's not Jeff Marshall, or is he Jeff Marshall? And
Why would he be Jeff Marshall if he's sending you all of this false information? You want to believe this so bad, and you know what the answer is.
and the other pictures are not Jeff.
No, they're not Jeff. And Brienne can explain that.
What we did was we ran all of his images through our reverse image search, and we were able to find a match, and we were able to also find the identity of this person in the image.
Okay.
And so the real person in the image.
It wouldn't surprise me if she didn't try to go and hunt down the real person in the image so she could talk with him. Excomplicated said, this better not be Lamont on the phone. Y'all know Lamont loves to travel out the country. Legacy Moon, that was Lamont calling you, allegedly.
And his name is Antonio Straw.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So Antonio is a social media influencer, which is why he has hundreds of images on his profile. It's easy for someone to target him because he has so many images and videos
Of him doing various things. He's hiking, he's at his house, he's with his dog, he's hanging out at the bar. There's so many photos for a romance scammer to create a story around. It turns out that Jeff was not this innocent man in these images, and it seemed that Nancy was taking it well. She had already knew everything that we had gone over prior to this interview, but why did she believe it now? As we're going through this information, it seems like you already knew, or you had somebody already explain to you what we brought you today. What's the difference between Brienne and I telling you this and
Richard
or whoever? Your sister's telling you that it's fake. I'm sure the rest of your family, your friends, everyone's telling you it's fake.
Well, I guess it's like sometimes when you meet a stranger, they become a friend, because things that you talk about that family don't wish to talk to you about without being open and honest, you can talk to friends about it, and you can talk to strangers sometimes better than you can talk to your friends or your family. And that's the kind of person that I am, that, I sometimes.
That makes no sense. A lady said, that's Sonia. And Black Lady Love says she probably don't even like Black folks. I hope he's Black. You know he is, because he's Nigerian.
Sometimes I can talk to family about it, but if I talk to Dick about the same thing, he walks away or turns his head or whatever. But I could talk to
your husband don't want to hear about your boyfriend
to a stranger and have their attention more so than I would Dick, who's been with me for 58 years. They don't have to stay very long to visit with me, and we can.
Miss Helena, it's mind-boggling to me.
Find out a lot about them.
Is the reason why you stay in this is because you're resentful towards Richard?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Because I've been upset with him about not being open and honest with me about things. Just going ahead and doing things without telling me.
But you knew it was fake, right?
70-30, yeah.
That 70% that he's real?
No. 30% that he's real. 70% that I really hoped and prayed that he was. So, so I wouldn't have to stop making any really stupid mistakes, I guess. But even though I know they would be, to just walk away from Dick and I,
Yeah.
after this long and this big a family, you can't turn off that completely without a lot of problems coming back at you.
One of the other reasons why you've engaged in this relationship with Jeff is because of things that are lacking between you and Richard.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's been very hard. And then, like I said,
Come on now, the Bold and the Beautiful. She had to send money because he had to fix the plane that crashed in the jungle from the hut that he contacted her through with the internet, so she could go buy some gift cards and phone cards that the people at the store won't even sell to her anymore because she's buying too many of them. And he got from Maine to California, but we're still not quite clear on how he got from the jungle. And he has to buy some chicken and rice. Look at that.
Said when he came along, it's like it was the right time.
But do you really want to walk away from yours and Richard's relationship?
Aries 1 says she may have gotten some D for her money by visiting Tanzania. I said, how come she just didn't get the gardener? At least she could have gotten some action in some of her money's worth.
The way it is now, yes. Without work on it, yes. Being alone to work on it, I don't know if I could do that because I've never been alone.
Let me just tell you a little bit about the person that you're communicating with and that's giving you all of this love. This person is from Nigeria, 100%. As soon as you picked up the phone and I heard his voice, I could tell that he was from Nigeria. Anybody can romance scam. Anybody can catfish all around the world, but the best ones that do it come from Nigeria. If you're going to be resentful towards anybody, it should be towards this scammer because he's going to ruin your life if you continue to go down the path that you're going down with sending gift cards and had you close down bank accounts, rack up.
Miss Selena says someone needs to hire these scammers as writers for Tyler Perry. They're talented. Yes, they are. And to be able to keep up with all this stuff. Desi Jules said, did I miss why she's talking in the car? No, you didn't miss that. We've all been sitting here wondering that too. But y'all don't worry. We are almost there.
Credit card debt. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And that's all he cares about. He doesn't love you. He's just here for money.
And I feel very guilty about it, even though Dick has said, don't worry about it. It's in the past. We'll handle it. I just feel the guilt that I should take some responsibility to help him. And even Jeff has talked to Dick in a text while we're all there telling him that he loves me more than he can ever say and that he could take care of me a lot better than Dick could.
But he hasn't taken care of you because you've been sending him, so you're taking care of him.
He's playing you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I want you to just understand every time you send a gift card, you're burning money.
With
Bold and the Beautiful, we know everything except for why she's sitting in that car.
Gift cards, in most cases, we don't see any of those funds coming back your way.
Right.
So once you send money through a gift card, it's pretty much gone. in most cases.
Yeah.
And there's also no way to track the funds. This
Yeah.
is why.
Okay, so wait a minute. You mean to tell me this woman thought that she could recoup money that she sent in a gift card to not. Where was she sending these cards exactly? I wonder. Was there some kind of localized P.O. box, or were they going to Nigeria, or were they going to the jungle, or were they going to Maine or California?
Jeff has chosen this type of payment.
Right. Yes, because I have offered when he wanted money to pay his hospital bill. I have offered to get in touch with the financial department of the hospital and send them a check. No, can't do that. Rather pay with a gift card and let me handle it. And yeah.
Yep. Because he's hiding behind the gift cards. He's hiding behind this innocent guy's image. He's hiding behind VoIP phone number.
I'm sorry, y'all, and we're almost done. We are almost done. But now, wait a minute. It just struck me. Okay, so he in the jungle. Y'all know I am not going to let that go. We don't know how he got to Maine. And then he went to California where he, I think, was in jail. But this woman she sounds like she's from Boston or Maine, like right around that area. So when he was in Maine, they didn't link up? That goodness.
Numbers and all of this stuff is all false. He's taking a gift card and then he's going to a website and he's selling it for 90 cents off the dollar, and then it goes into his pocket.
So Nancy, at this,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to finish, but I said what I said won't act right. She says the cards and all of that went to 1111 Jungle Avenue. Jungle, Nigeria. And Ceci Jewel says no skeezers like a car skeezer.
At this point, everything we've covered in regard to the money that was lost, the gift cards, we recommend that you file a police report with your local law enforcement.
Right. Okay.
Okay. They're going to enforce that police report over there in the Nigeria. A lady says that ninja was throwing darts on a map. He probably was. Black Lady Love says, I think they on the way to meet the Carfish people.
Okay.
But Nancy,
don't send him any more money.
Yeah.
Nope.
What did you all think? Is Nancy done with this fake profile of?
I'll tell you what I think. I think Nancy sent him some more money after this.
Jeff, or is she going to continue to keep?
See, look at that. Zen Soul agreed with me. Thessie Jewel said Jungle Fever online.
Talking to him? Comment down below.
Well, the reason we came to you is because we have watched just about all of your catfish.
Wait a minute. So she sits up and watches this scam fish, and all the while letting herself be scammed?
Expeditions, I should say, and seeing you help many people. So we knew that you were the people to do this.
The Bold and the Beautiful says she just bought herself a sugar baby and didn't even know.
To help me regain my sanity and get back our marriage, what number of years we may have left to celebrate.
Do you feel like the shackles have been broken and you feel free of this guy today?
Yes.
No.
Let's work on that tracker so that you could block him as soon as possible.
Okay.
All right, Nancy, we're going to do a check-in on probably Thursday. We actually want to bring you in on a live.
Okay.
But we want to bring you and Richard on, and we want to make sure that you guys are left better off than the way that we met you. So I appreciate both of you. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
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 Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, Seekers, We offered counseling up to Richard and Nancy, and they are now looking to patch up their relationship and decided to stay married. We will be going.
They've been married 59 years. I mean, if you start going to counseling after, that's like 60 years of marriage. What could be said? I'm all for therapy, and I know that it works and all, but at that point, I'm not seeing it.
Going live again this
Desi Jewel, no, you did not say she needs sausage for cereal budget.
Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will deliver a live update from Richard and Nancy's plans for their relationship, where Nancy is with Jeff, and hopefully reveal some more information on this scammer she's been communicating with. This will all be going down this Friday. Do not forget to join us, Seekers. Thank you all for watching.
If you have been involved in a romance scam, don't forget to report it. It helps get the word out and potentially stops other people from being scammed.
Thanks for watching. Remember, all of our new videos go out every Wednesday. See you guys next week.
Okay. All right. I am going to look for that, and I will report. I'll probably post it up on my community wall, a report as to whether or not she is still talking to him, because we are not going to sit through no more of this woman. I've had enough. Boy, this was the longest episode ever, it seems like. But oh my gosh, where's the stop share? I can't even find, where's the stop? Did I stop share? Okay. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. I appreciate everyone who was here. I thank you for the cash apps and the super chats. And y'all could have been anywhere else on this night, but y'all were right here with me. So I am going to get that DJ, who is always ever so slow, to get us up out of here. Let's start with the graphics first, and let me go find some music to play. I'm gonna find something mellow, because we just don't need anything uplifting this late at night after listening to her things and what she got going on. So I'm gonna do something. Hopefully this is slow. I can't remember, but anyway, we're gonna do that. And I thank y'all for being here. Oh, by the way, I have something a little special planned, where we are going to be sometime this week. I'm going to do it toward the end, because I'm going to do it late, where I have something that I want to show y'all about some prison sweethearts. So we're going to get into reacting to that, and then go into our current prison sweethearts, which is known as Sonia and Nesto. That'll probably be like Thursday night or Friday night. So, but anyway, good night, y'all. This was fun, a lady. This really was fun.